Truth seekers, light workers, how are you today? We're out in the countryside. I'll just give you a spin. You've seen this before, I guess. This is where the sheep come to drink, and all the animals in the area come to drink here. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, I feel this urgency to talk about something that I believe is so important at the moment, and what I believe is it's very important to talk about where we are at the moment. I believe that we are at an absolute, what I would call a crisis point, but I don't want to mean that in a negative way. I don't mean, you know, as I always say, let's not make a drama out of a crisis. We're at a crisis point. We are at a crossroads. We are at the most important point in mankind's history. That's what I really feel. And the point that we're at is a point of choice. Now, I know that the people that watch this channel, I know that you're all very awakened and enlightened. Otherwise, you wouldn't come back because of the subjects that I talk about. It's half the time I'm talking about what people consider woo-woo land. And you come back. So that means that you must be on board with what I'm saying, or at least it must resonate with you. There's a lot of people at the moment, if I'm going to put it in percentage terms, what I would say is there's a third of the world completely asleep, walking zombies. There is no hope for those people at the moment, nor do we need to worry about them. That's it. That's not our job. That's the job of those beings whose job it is to wake those people up. Okay, or deal with them. That's not our job. But there's a third of the world that is awake and silent. That is awake, that knows that shit's going on, knows that something's absolutely wrong with this picture, and yet they remain silent. Now, why do they remain silent? They remain silent for various reasons. They remain silent because they have family who are asleep, and they are worried about the loss of that family, and it's a tangible loss, because many people have lost family members because they've been outspoken, and so they choose to be silent. And maybe it's because they haven't done the investigation to understand what's going on, and so they haven't got anything to say except there's something wrong. They are the people now that we need on our side. They are the people that need to start speaking out. They're the people that need to start investigating. They're the people that need to start realizing exactly where we are. And you see, those people are the people that can be coerced by this extremely, and do not underestimate the power of the black magic that they are thrusting upon the world at the moment. They are doing their damnness, and literally in every sense of the word, their damnness at the moment to keep people in fear and asleep, or at least acquiescing to what's going on. Okay, so what we've got is, and this is not my word, it was somebody else brought it, and I thought it was absolutely pertinent. So we've got those who are awake and who are not prepared to take this shit any longer. We've got those who are asleep and are very happy to be masked and to be held at home, and let's destroy the economy for the sake of health. Yeah, let's destroy the health for the sake of health. That's more like it. I mean, there's no logic to those people, so there's not even worth arguing about. I'm tired of talking about logic when it comes to those people. There's nothing. There is no logic. But then we've got this other third, and they are called the twangers. They are the twangers. What are the twangers? The twangers are the people that you talk to and you say, my God, have you seen what's happening? Blah, blah, blah. I'll give you some stats here. I'll give you this. I'll tell you what's happening there. And they say, you're exactly right. Bloody hell. That's terrible. Something needs to be done about it. This cannot go on. And you think, yay, I've got a convert. I've converted another one to the mystery religion of the awakened. And then you go away feeling great about yourself, and then you see them a little while later, and it's as though the conversation never happened. It's as though you never said anything. And they go, yeah, well, COVID, you know, and oh my goodness, we've got to stay in, but well, it's what you've got to do. And you think, hang on a minute. You were agreeing with me. I give you all of the information. These are what we call the twangers. These are because they twang back to the place that they were before that you give them the information. We need the twangers, man. We need the twangers. We need to be the majority. And without the twangers, we are not going to be the majority. So why am I telling you this? You're not a twanger, okay? But we need to work on the twangers. Look, you know, let's use the power of 3. Let's tell people over and over again. We need to be vociferous. We need to make our noise. We need to tell our truth, okay? Because we are the ones that are going to get the twangers onto our side. And maybe once isn't enough, maybe twice isn't enough. But if the twanger hears from various sources the same story, they're going to wake up properly. They're already awake. They just don't know what to do with it. And so we need them on our side now. We need to start shouting our mouths off. Okay? Look, what have we got to lose? What is there to lose? There's a plan by these horrific beings to ruin the world, to ruin mankind, to ruin health, to ruin the economy, to ruin our spirituality, to inject us with stuff that's going to take away our God gene. Okay? And if you check online, you'll see Mr. Kill Bill talking about the way that they've found out which gene it is that helps us to love God. And they know, and they used it, the plan was to use it on these fundamentalists so that they wouldn't put a bomb somewhere. It was all very good. And yeah, it was a brilliant idea. They know what gene it is. And would you believe that if you look at the way that the RNA works, that's exactly what they're targeting. Some of the people, you know, the tests that they did were on that, were coming out, and people were dying and people were having horrific pain. We talked about that, didn't we? But you know, there was a story that was even more concerning. And it was of somebody who had the injection and then had a psychotic attack. And they started to shout, "You've taken away my soul. You have taken away my soul." And they were screaming that. Okay? I don't have a soul. Now, what's that about? Look, this is just my opinion, okay? But this is not just my opinion. This is my opinion based on lots and lots of people I've heard talk about this. The idea is that they want to genetically modify us so that we become transhuman and that we lose our sovereignty. We lose our soul. We lose the right to return back to source as a sovereign God being. Okay? That's the idea, isn't it? That's the game, isn't it? This is the eternal game, to take us away from God, to remove us from God, to make us believe that God doesn't exist, and if they can't do that, to take away our capacity to believe in God. So now it's time to draw the swords. This is battle. This is battle time, and it's not a physical battle. This is a spiritual battle, but it's a spiritual battle that we lead. We must give witness. We must give witness to what's happening, okay? So I know I'm talking with kind of an urgency, but these are urgent times. There's a lot happening in the world, and there's so much good happening. But at the same time, remember, for every good, the bad is also equally working on that. They're working on casting their spells and bringing us into a dystopian world of nothingness for humankind. So, please, start spreading the word. Start talking. If you're talking now, talk twice as much. If you are not talking at all, start talking once as much. Whatever you're doing, do more. Start getting the word out. Comment, post, talk to people who you come into contact with. I know when I meet people, I can't help it. I've got to tell them. I can't help it now, and I don't care. Do you know what I've learned? the opinion of people is worth shit. Right? Really, the opinion of people is worth shit. It has no bearing on anything except the program that they're running. Right? And that goes for my opinion as well. The opinion of people is, do not adjust your life according to the opinion of people. Do not. Live your life, live your truth, be true to yourself, follow your purpose, live in your bliss, and fuck them. The rest, they can sort themselves out. Let them sort themselves out. Let them have their opinions about them, and you do what you believe is true. All right? The time just to bow to the opinion of this crazy, cocked up, upside down, satanic society is over. Now's the time to start living and speaking our truth. Speaking our truth. This is ever so important, and giving witness. Okay, so there you are. I shall leave that with you. That's a strong one, but it's what we've got to do now, man. We've got to do it, man. Come on, gang. Come on, truth seekers. Start speaking your truth. You don't have to find any more truth. Just speak the truth that you have, okay? The rest will come later. All right, I'll leave you with it. Bye-bye.